Hey, what's good, everybody? I just wanted to make this intro to explain this story real quick. I'm posting this in the spirit of Halloween. I had already posted this on a spiritual channel that I have. I never run out of things to talk about spiritual wise, but I haven't been posting on there in a while. I mostly post on this channel. And on this channel, I've only shared maybe one spiritual experience, that whole conjuring possession experience I had. I'll put a link to it at the end of this video if you haven't seen it. But aside from that, I haven't really posted anything spiritual on here. But this is in the spirit of Halloween. I wanted to share it. If you guys like ghost stories and you'll enjoy this, feel free to comment and let me know if you've had something similar happen. This is from my childhood, really after high school or during high school, leading to a little bit after it. And I don't think I missed anything. That's it. But that's why I'm just posting the story. I had already explained it perfectly. I didn't feel like trying to reshoot it. So I'm just gonna post it after this. And again, it's in the spirit of Halloween. Since I already see people posting up memes, I figured, hey, might as well upload a nice Halloween story. And I already had this one. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to hear more stories like this. I got endless stories when it comes to spiritual things. So, all right, hope you guys enjoy. Peace. So this is gonna be the first story. I don't know. I felt like I should have turned on a candle or put some crazy music or something. But yeah, so this one I won't make too crazy. It's still gonna be about like have spirits. I don't really like calling them ghosts, but if you guys want to hear anything crazier, like with what you guys call demons and all this other stuff, then let me know in the comments and then I'll do it. But if not, then I'll just do this one, right, in the spirit of Halloween and all that. So the story begins right before high school started for me. We ended up moving into this new house, right? And so this house, the room furthest to the back, it was locked from the outside. So, like you could lock somebody inside. So the neighbors ended up saying that there was a little girl with disabilities that lived there that they would lock in the room. At the time, because after they also said that, like, for those of you that remember Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker that killed all these people, was he called the Pentagram Killer? I don't know, something like that, right? They said that he had also gone into the house we had moved into and all this stuff, right? So that's probably what made it kind of like, whatever. But the one thing that was true was that the lock was on the outside, right? So that was weird already. You know what I mean? So after time went by, like, sometimes I'd be sitting in the living room and I'll see someone run by. There was also a couch that, like, you could see from the side, going into the hallway, and I'd see someone run by. I'll be, like, the girlfriend I had in high school, like, she would go over, and then, I see the little girl, because it ended up being, like, this little girl, right? And I wouldn't say nothing. I'd just be like, I didn't want her to get scared. And even my dad, after, like, when we would have, because he started seeing her, he would tell, he would say, hey, when your cousins or uncles, aunts that were coming to visit from Mexico, when they come, don't tell them nothing about it. So, alright, and, so even him, right, like, he would sleep in the living room sometimes, and I guess one day, his alarm clock didn't go off, and so he's laying asleep on the couch, and I guess the little girl came into his dream, and she's telling him, hey, like, pointing at her wrist, like, hey, se te va a hacer tarde, se te va a hacer tarde. You're gonna be late, and he woke up, and it was like time for him to go to work, so he hurried up and he went to work. And so like, she woke him up, she saved him with that one. But then the crazy part was, like, 2 weeks later, I guess, he saw my mom putting up some curtains, and the material or the pattern was the same as the dress the little girl had on in the dream when she woke him up. So he was like, what, then another time, it was like this guy was building a patio in the back, like, thing, and my brother was dating this girl at the time that had a daughter, So I guess, he was working, and we went out to see how he was doing. And he's, oh, where's the little girl at? Like, she was just waving to me. And we knew they hadn't been there the whole day, but we're like, oh, they left already. And we were like, oh, damn, like, that was different, right? Like, because me and my dad would see the little girl, but now, like, someone else, like, he was able to see her. And we didn't, my dad was like, oh, yeah, we didn't want him to get scared and not come finish the patio anymore, right? So we were like, oh, yeah, they left already, whatever. So it was crazy. And, so like that, as time went by, she would be there. She'd be walking around or whatever, until finally, like, back then, I was more into, like, I guess I was trying to find my way spiritually, right? Because I didn't have really no one to talk to. So, I was listening to this Christian guy, and I guess someone asked him a question. They're like, hey, how do you drive spirits out of your house? And so he explained his little ritual, and so I ended up doing it, right? And so, that night, after I did the little ritual, that same night, I had this, like, out-of-body experience, right? And, you feel like after, like, it feels kind of like that movie Ghost, right? Like, when I see all these movies, I'm like, dude, these people, like, they know what's up. One of them, either the writers, they did research, someone knows something, right? Because it's too exact, little things that they show, right? So that's kind of, but well, first let me say. So I had this out-of-body experience, right? And I'm walking through the house, and in the spirit world, like, you could see through the curtains, you could see through all this stuff, right? So as I'm walking past one of the other rooms, I see the little boy, right? The little brown boy. And he looks at me like, why'd you kick us out? Like, what the hell, what we do? And his face, like, I remember I felt bad. I felt horrible. Like, what the hell did I do? And he couldn't come back inside anymore. And then so I keep walking through, and then I guess I end up in the dining, I was in the room all the way in the back, and they were, I actually happened to be in the room where, the little girl would supposedly get locked in or whatever. So, out of all the rooms, right? And so in the front, the dining room was all the way in the front, and so as I'm having this experience, I go all the way over there and I hear what they're saying. So when I come to, I woke up, it's like if you had just downed a bunch of like NyQuil or kind of like hungover, and I'm like, whoa. That's why I referenced like that movie Ghost, when that, whatever, that Autumn Mae Brown or whatever, you know what I mean? She's like, whatever. So anyways, I go to the living room. I'm like, hey, were you guys just talking about this? And they look at me all weirded out, like, yeah, because there's no way I could have heard what they were saying. Like, it would have been mumbled, or they would have had to, and it was already nighttime, so they would have had to be yelling or something to for me to hear distinctly the conversation, right? So after that, I didn't see them anymore, and I felt horrible, because I was like, damn, this was their home, like, and then later understanding, like, cultural things, like, to me, it's like they weren't doing nothing wrong. I think the little boy had just been chilling, like, he wouldn't even come out. It was the little girl, I guess she was more outgoing. She would come out, run around, play. I mean, she even helped my dad, like, get to work on time. So after I felt bad, like, I felt like I shouldn't have done that. And yeah, they left though, Who knows? I mean, things happen for a reason. Who knows? Maybe they made it to where they were supposed to go after. Maybe they were stuck here or something. Also, I never researched to see if something had happened at that house. It was like, I'm sure there's a way to find out, like, I'm sure when they sell you the house, it's just like, they're just trying to get rid of the house, and they try to omit as much information as possible. But, so yeah, so that's it, that was the story, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you guys want to hear it, just let me know in the comments, and I'll get into those other crazier stories. The only thing is, I never recommend to, like, if you don't already kind of, walk in that world, because, if you could see them, they could see you. So that's just my word of caution, right? So hope you guys are well and all that good stuff.